Hello guys, welcome to this brand new video in the content marketing mastery. In the previous video, we saw and understood what content marketing is and why you should be using content marketing for yourself. Now in this video, I will be running through what you will be learning from this course and how you can utilize all of this information to make yourself a better content marketer. So let's get started. So, what will you be learning in this particular course? So, I've taken the liberty of categorizing or segregating this entire course into two main modules. The first module will be about content writing, where we'll be talking about the writing aspect or creating the content aspect of it. And the second part is the content promotion. How do you promote your content that you have already created? So let's go step by step and try to understand what you will be getting from each of these two modules. So the first thing that you will be understanding is setting an objective for your content asset. In other words, what do you want to achieve from your blog? We'll try to understand how to set that objective. It can be anything from brand awareness, it could be generating leads or sales, or just you want to monetize your content assets itself. So, we'll be trying to figure out how to identify these objectives and how to choose one of these objectives. The next up is finding your voice. Basically, why are you writing this and who are you writing this for? This makes a huge difference because all of these elements combined, you get a unique flavor to your content, and that's what people connect to. The person behind the content itself, they'll connect to that rather than the content itself. So finding your voice and also the users who will be consuming your content. Now, how do you find those users? We'll be talking about how to create user personas and why user personas are so important. We'll also be giving you a downloadable template for creating these user personas. They are super important. I've spoken this about user personas in my previous courses also, and this makes it so much better to write your content. It becomes so much more easier once you have a clear understanding of your voice and who your users are. Next up is coming up with the content ideas itself. Like, what are the different ways of coming up with ideas? It can be keyword research, it can be competition research, forums, tools, surveys, a lot of these things. So, how do you come up with these content ideas? And very importantly, you need to evaluate the choices and choose the right content idea so as to each piece of content attracts the most amount of traffic, because avoiding writing content that might not work and attract traffic is very important. And also, we'll be giving you a traffic evaluator. It's kind of a formula that you can use to have or gauge what kind of content to create and what you will be basically getting out of it. And also, we'll be talking about researching the points for your piece of content and structuring them in such a way that basically it's very easy to consume your content for your audience. Next up, we'll be talking about how to craft killer headlines. Headlines are super important because that's like the first touch point with your audience and your content. You need to ensure that your headlines are absolutely killer. And once they enter your piece of content, how do you create this intriguing intros that will make them stay on your piece of content and actually read through it? And how to make tighter paragraphs which are easily consumable, which is more friendly towards scanning, and also better sentence structure and better words also. So all of this put together will give a nice foundation to your content creation skills, and of course a little bit of grammar, because I sense that a lot of people have a lot of issues with grammar and how to use very silly mistakes that people do, including myself. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, But anyway, we'll be talking about a little bit of grammar also, and how you can add a dash of multimedia in terms of images, infographics, videos, charts, whatever it might be, to make or spice up your content and visually reinforce it as much as possible. And one thing that I would like to address in this whole thing is how not to sound like a non-native writer. Now, the way we speak English, the way we write English is very different compared to native English writers. And the moment someone who is a native English speaker reads your content, they immediately pick it up and they can actually smell it from a mile in terms of whether it was written by a native speaker or a non-native speaker. And if you have clients abroad, especially in native speaking countries like the US and UK and Australia and all of that, you might want to consider this, because it's very important that you do not sound like a non-native writer. And this basically opens up the door for a lot more clients from all over the world for you. And also, we'll be going through all the tools that will help make your writing a lot more easier, nicer, and of course a lot more professional than what it is right now. So that is in terms of the content writing aspect of it. So let's see what we'll be learning in the content promotion aspects of it. One of the key things in getting your content promotion right is to map your customer journey. You need to identify what stage of the customer journey your prospect is in. So we'll be talking about what is customer journey mapping and why it is super important for you to craft content that is valuable for your prospects. We'll also be talking about and showing a few examples and a template that you can use for customer journey mapping yourself. We'll also be talking about the different types and formats of content that you can create. It can be anywhere between list posts, interviews, and it will give you templates for all of these things also. And the different formats of content like videos, podcasts, and infographics, just touching upon different types of or formats of contents, the pros and cons, and how you can actually create this thing. So again, I would like to take a minute here to help you understand that when we say content marketing, it need not necessarily restrict itself to textual content. But in this particular course, we will be talking mostly about textual content and less about other aspects of content, because what I feel is that textual content has a lot of pros, and from a content creation perspective, the barrier to entry is the lowest in terms of textual content when compared to videos and audios and infographics and all of that. Although if you are more comfortable creating videos or any other kind of content, you can apply the same things and you can do the same things and make it work for you. So we'll be talking about that also. And of course, once you create a piece of content, how do you repurpose it? It's why content repurposing is so important, and what are the different ways you can repurpose your content. And then comes the holy grail: how do you distribute your content? We're going to be talking about Facebook, we're going to be talking about LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Quora, forums, email marketing, content syndication, guest posting, Pinterest, comment marketing, all of these things, how to get out there and push your content so that it reaches more of your targeted audience. Once you've done that, we will be also teaching you how to measure the effectiveness of all your content marketing efforts that you'll be putting it. So basically, it'll be about the metrics you'll be measuring to understand the effectiveness and how to analyze data on a macro and a micro level. We'll also be understanding how to create a content calendar, and we'll be sharing an example and sample of a content calendar, and what kind of career prospects that you can have with content marketing. Of course, if you're willing to, or if you're planning to use this for your own blog, for your own skills, nothing like it. But if there are a lot of people out there who would want to pursue content marketing as a career, prospective career, and we'll be talking about what are the different ways or things that you can do with this particular skill. and we will close it off with a few notes and exercises. So I think and I hope that I have basically touched upon the most important aspects of content marketing. And if there is anything along the way, if you feel like that I've missed, feel free to like reach out to me and let me know that this is something that I would like for me to like create a video on, and I'll be more than happy to like create content as such. But more or less this will take you from a complete newbie to hopefully a very professional content marketer, right from creating the content and how to promote it effectively across different channels so that you get the best bang for your buck. So I hope you're as excited as I am for this particular course. I think I've checked off most of the things that people were asking for to get out from this particular course. So that's it for this particular video. From the next video, we'll be kicking off the course itself. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'll be seeing you in the next one.